Bookish people! I was tagged by Liv, who is Stories for Coffee, and I will leave a link below to her video. And pretty much I'm just going to tell you guys 25 bookish things about myself so you can learn more about me and my bookish lifestyle. So the first book that I remember reading as a kid is The Complete Tales of Beatrix Potter, and so this is like Peter Rabbit and everything like that. My nan used to read this to me when I was a kid, so we've had this book in the family for over 20 years. It's even survived a fire, and it's one that I will pretty much always have in my library all my life. My library has moved around 3 times in 2015 to bigger and bigger rooms. I've gotten new shelves that I can fit all my books in here, but I need more room. I recently just did an order on Book Depository. I went online to buy one book, King's Rising by C.S. Packet, so if you guys haven't read Captive Prince, you guys need to read that book. It's like a crazy series, it's amazing. But yeah, I went to go online to buy one book and I bought 12. So I am pretty much happily waiting for my book mail to arrive, but my bank account regrets that. I pretty much read my books everywhere, in my bedroom, in the library, on the couch, when I'm driving in the car. I've even taken it to the movies once, and I was literally reading like the last few pages before the movie began, because I'm pretty much like addicted once I start reading a book. I'm a sucker for buying pretty books. Like, I pretty much collect the entire leather Barnes & Noble edition, and I have no interest in reading half of those because I don't really like the stories, but they're so beautiful that I had to buy them. My heart will always belong to young adult books and middle grade books because they're amazing. I currently have over 20 books hoarding in my bedroom because I don't want to tell my mum that I'm running out of room in the library, so I'm kind of just trying to hide the amount of books that I'm buying. I am a hardcore tea drinker, so whenever I'm reading, I pretty much have a cup of tea with me at all times. I am a bookmark hoarder. Don't use normal bookmarks to mark my books. I think at the moment I'm literally using an envelope to mark my book, but for some reason I always forget to grab a bookmark and just end up using like a bit of rubbish or something like that, but it does the job. Hands down, the best bookish moment of my life was when I met Marcus Zuzak and got a bunch of my books signed and watched The Book Thief on the big screen in all its beautiful glory, and that is one day that I will never forget. I hate reorganizing my shelves. Like, the other day I finished like 3 of Melina Marchetta's books, and the way I have to organize, I have to move all the books along the shelves, and so pretty much I have just decided to start stacking them in this little area here. And it looks like a mess, but I don't want to deal with that today. I'll deal with that when I have to. Pretty much compulsively read when I'm at work. Maps in books are like the most perfect thing in the world, and they own my heart. Like 2 years ago, I had like 20 books on my TBR pile, and I was stressed out thinking there was so many books. And now I have like 200 books on my pile, and some reason I don't actually care that I have a huge TBR pile. Like, I'm happy to see a pile of books still waiting there for me, and that's growing every day, and it doesn't actually bother me anymore. I have never rated Pride and Prejudice, but the movie with Keira Knightley in it is like my all-time favorite movie, and I'm pretty sure in 2015 I watched it about 26 times, and I even watched it like on repeat twice in one day, straight after the other one. I don't dog ear my pages, I try not to crack the spines, but a lot of my books still have like dirty fingerprints on them because I have a pretty like hands-on job and I can't stop reading. But yeah, they're all pretty good condition, and every time someone borrows a book, I make sure that I give them the fair warning not to ruin them. My favorite videos to make are my top 10 videos. I just love having to go through all my books and choose which ones are my favorite, especially because like the stories like come back to life in my mind, and it's so perfect. The videos that I like to make the least are my book review videos, because once I've read a book and I pretty much write my review, I can do it all in like paragraphs and word it all up properly. But when I'm speaking on a camera, my reviews are pretty much just like, read that book! Do it! It's amazing! It's great! Read it! I love it! The character's cool! Yeah! And it's just like a mess. My favorite genres are fantasy and historical fiction, and they are like completely opposite of each other, but every time I read those kind of books, they are the greatest, and my favorite books are consisted of them. Like The Book Thief and Throne of Glass are 2 of my favorite books, and they're like complete opposites of one another, but I love them. I have a bookish tattoo. I stopped reading books when I kind of went into high school, so I pretty much went like 5 or 6 years without reading books, and then I went to like a really rough time in year 10, and after that I started reading again, and in a way I think books really helped pull me out of the dark hole that I was stuck in. I love to review underrated books because there's something amazing about finding a book that not many people know about that is just like amazing, and then you just kind of throw it at everyone and force them to read it. And I love to just write great things about great books. If I'm going to go and buy a book that's part of a series, I have the tendency to buy the entire series, risking not liking it because I am so impatient when it comes to buying just the first book and then having to wait for the second. And lastly, my biggest unknown bookish fact about me is that I haven't finished reading the Harry Potter series. Don't hate me, guys. Like, I can see all you like Harry Potter fans staring at me with like open jaws in a shocked manner, but I do love Harry Potter. I've watched the movies and I've gone to Harry Potter World and I love the fandom and the aura that surrounds Harry Potter, but I haven't finished the series because I don't really like J.K. Rowling's writing style, and please don't hate me for that. Pretty much because I'm just one person. I don't like the style of writing, but I do love Harry Potter. So don't hate me. Please don't hate me. So that is all 25 bookish facts about me, and I hope that you guys now know me better and that you can forgive me for my last little confession at the end. So I'm going to tag Kat from the Little Book Owl, Beck from the Book Hangover, and Mary from Books and Cookies, who I will link to all below, and all my social media and everything like that. So thank you for watching and have a great bookish day.